Fair Work ties pay rises to the RBA interest rates hike. The Fair Work Commission has questioned whether a high increase in minimum and award wages risked the Reserve Bank hiking up interest rates again and leaving workers worse off. Daisy, I think that this will be we saw that the wage figures came out today, and I think a lot of people were pleasantly surprised with the fact that there has been a lift. But again, you have to think down the track on the fact that inflation is still firing away, and we'll get to some more stories on the front of the other papers around the country tomorrow where it hasn't really bitten for some people yet. So the fact that this, short-term little sugar hit may actually, evolve into more of a sustainable sort of hunger station, it's quite alarming, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I'm very alarmed by it, Jenna. That was when this came out, and also just when the budget generally came out. It was, these people get money, those people get money, etc., etc. On the one hand, it's like, well, great, sure, we need cost of living relief to people who are really suffering. But as you say, longer term down the track, obviously that could cause a bit of a problem at the time when the RBA is just tightening and tightening and tightening the screw with these interest rates to try to stop inflation, giving a very unexpected rate rise last month, as you can imagine. My heart sort of sank when I saw this because I thought, okay, yeah, that's great for people, but I don't see how there's any way the RBA won't continue to raise interest rates after this news and after the budget in general. So look, this is going to be great for people in the short term, but we have to be thinking long term here, and it really is a worry, Jenna.
Yeah, well, look, I think one government that
Jenna,
is thinking, Caro.
Can I just jump in there? Before the last election, when Anthony Albanese stood up with his dollar coin, when they were talking about increases to the minimum wage, and it was talked about as $1 an hour. It is $1 an hour for an individual person, but it is tens of billions of dollars into the economy. And ultimately, in relation to these sorts of issues, you have to look at them at an aggregate level, because that is ultimately the money that goes into the economy and does impact inflation. Now, I appreciate that it must be very, very difficult for people on the minimum wage, and particularly given the rate of inflation that we've had, the rent crisis, the whole number of things. But this is not the first time we've had this conversation. We knew that this was going to be an issue 12 months ago, and this is what happens when you have wage rises which entrench inflation. And we are going around the mountain that everyone last time said we were never going to have to go around. Well, you reap what you sow.
Yeah, exactly.